The office, we have the highly anticipated Pixel Buds Pro from Google, their new $199 active noise canceling wireless earphones. So let's get in the box and check them out. So we have here with us the lemongrass version of these. There's a black and a white and then a coral color that these come in. We went with this one because we thought it would look kind of cooler on camera, and it's just an interesting colorway. But the main difference in these earbuds and what came before them in the Pixel Buds, these are the A series, but the Pixel Buds and Pixel Buds A series are basically the same overall design, like look, size, all that kind of stuff. The main difference that we get here in these, and the reason for the slightly higher price tag, is you get active noise cancellation. And so what that means is, just like the AirPods Pro or something like the Bose QC headphones, or a handful of other headphones that are out there on the market, these are able to knock down all of the outside sounds basically and keep you from hearing all of that white noise, so that you can kind of focus in on what it is you have in your ear better. And that is something that the other Pixel Buds did not do, they did not have. So they were kind of in the middle ground. They weren't wide open like an old style AirPod, but they also provided no active noise canceling. And so they did a pretty good job of knocking down all that outer noise. But, you know, if you got into a really noisy environment, the best trick they had in their pocket was to, you know, just crank the volume up of whatever it was you were listening to. So not the best thing like on a plane or in a busy coffee shop or something like that. So that's what the Pixel Buds Pro are bringing to the table. Now, we've only had these in the office for less than 2 days, so I haven't gotten a lot of time with them, but I have spent a few hours with them in my ear. So I have a few thoughts. We're going to do a full review on these because I think they're an important piece of hardware from Google. So be on the lookout for that. There's all kinds of little things that these things actually do with, specifically with Pixel phones, and some of the different features they have where it can work between two different devices and multi-point and all that kind of stuff, and fast pairing and all those things. Those things are all going to be great, I think, the software pieces. But really what we want to talk about today is how well these things feel, what they look like, kind of what they feel like, all that kind of stuff. And the things I can give you from just spending a few hours with them, because I haven't really been able to have time to delve deep into all that kind of stuff. And so you get a very familiar shape here out of the box, obviously. So here's the A series, and this was the same size as the original Pixel Buds. It's a little bit wider, but I don't think it's any taller. So, and basically the exact same width on the top too. So not really that different at all. Weight wise, about the same. So if you've been comfortable carrying the Pixel Buds case around, the Pixel Buds Pro is going to be a very similar situation. They have the same kind of finish on them, and the same nice magnet that we've known and loved. LED in the front, no LED on the inside. I think the original Pixel Buds had like an LED on the inside too. I don't remember now off the top of my head, but these come with wireless charging. Your pairing button is here in the back. They're chargeable with USB Type-C, which is always great. I've been carrying around AirPods Pro for a while. I don't really use any other Apple products, and so hunting down the lightning cable all the time is really annoying. So drop these on a wireless charger, you're good. Hook them up with USB Type-C, and you're good to go there too. All right, so let's just see if there's any other goodies in the box. There obviously are going to be ear tips, so that's kind of a fun little tube there. And then just your generic paperwork, and that's it. There's not a whole lot to unbox here. And again, I've been using these, so I just wanted you all to see kind of the way the box gets laid out. So I've already put the ear tips on that match for me. There was a really nice little bit of software intro that we'll kind of cover this stuff in the review of how all of this software works, because that's part of the magic here with the Pixel Buds Pro and any Pixel Buds, honestly, is the fact that with a Pixel phone, just like AirPods with an iPhone, there's all these nice little software things that just kind of walk you through the whole process. And so, you know, part of owning a Pixel phone and Pixel Buds, even if you don't love every little thing about these headphones, there's going to be a great experience of using these two together. And as I set those up, I forgot them for this video, so we're going to kind of be able to walk through a few of those things real quick. But as I set them up, I was reminded like how nice it is to use Google's own earphones with Google's own phone. All right, so let's get the box out of the way here. and kind of focus in here. So what you'll see immediately, I'm going to turn this phone around so it's easier to see. As soon as I flip these open, again, I forgot this. So this is what you'd see with the initial pairing setup. As soon as I flip these open, if you give it just a second, more than likely, now granted, I've had these paired, so they might not be looking. I'm going to hold this button in the back just so they kind of wake back up and tell everybody around them. You get this huge toast notification that pops up on your phone. It's really cool. It's like, here's the Pixel Buds Pro. These are going to pair up with your Google account, and that's part of the fast pair process. It's going to pair them up to my actual Google account. We did test this pretty quickly. I grabbed the Pixel 6a and I logged my personal stuff in there, and as soon as I opened these up, it popped up on that phone too and said, hey, you've paired these before. Do you want to set them up? It's a one touch, and boom, they were ready to go. So I'm gonna click setup, and that's it. Like, they're basically ready to go at that point. Like, it's super fast to get them paired up. Again, there's a bunch of stuff in here that we can start talking about, but we're going to get into all that in the review because I want to actually spend time doing those things. But, there's an ear tip seal check, so you can click into there and put the earbuds in, and it'll, check to make sure you've got the right size. You didn't pick the one that's too big or too small. You've got the audio switching and multi-point stuff that I've tried really quickly to see, and it did work, but there's some stuff with it in Chromebooks that I'm not quite sure on. So we're gonna ask some questions and get that stuff sorted for the review process. But I wanted to just show you how quickly and how seamlessly the whole setup process is. And then if you go to another phone or another Android device that you're logged into, it's just going to see them and say, do you want to use these here too? You click it, goes through a quick setup, and boom, they're working on that device as well. All right, so what about the actual sound quality of these things and the fit and the look of them? So I did want to show that really quick. So as I pull one of these out, you're going to notice pretty quickly, I'm kind of set it there so you can kind of see it against the table. The shape is very different than what we have with older Pixel Buds. So let me get those out and kind of show you. These have this kind of French horn looking shape, I guess is what you'd call it. I don't know. I'll be honest, I like the uniqueness of the older Pixel Buds, but I didn't love the little thorn. They fixed that. It made it better with the Pixel Buds Series A. They made this kind of softer, but at some point this thing has to be firm enough to push against the back of your ear to keep the earbud in place. With this new shape, and this is going to be probably almost impossible for me to show you on camera, but with this new shape, kind of this side over here, sits in this part of your ear. Basically, it just kind of sits down in there. And so as you kind of drop it in and turn it, it just kind of just sits there. You don't have to like shove it into your ear, which is a much more comfortable long-term listening scenario. I found that even having these in, I think I had them in for 2.5 straight hours. I just left them in because it's got pass-through and noise canceling. I'll talk about that in just a second. But leaving them in for hours at a time, I was completely fine with it. And I don't even wear earbuds for that long of a period ever, honestly. And so they're very comfortable. And even though they do look a little weird, the shape is just kind of strangely oblong here on the table. They fit back in the case nicely without really too much work. You kind of got to figure out how to kind of twist them in there, but they drop right in and they grab and kind of seat with the magnetic clip in there so that you got them seated. The LED comes on and you know that these things are charging. So with all that said, how do they actually sound? Well, really good. I've actually liked the way that Google tunes their drivers in their earbuds for the last couple of years. Connectivity issues aside and no noise canceling aside and uncomfortable fit sometimes aside, I've liked the way that Pixel Buds sound, like the music and the sound of video tracks and stuff like that coming through them sound great. These are no exception. These things sound phenomenal. The active noise canceling works really, really well. I put myself in a couple different scenarios where there was just white noise around, whether it was fans blowing or even turning up some music and stuff like that, just background noise. And a long press, you can choose this in the settings, but a long press on either side of the earbud will activate that noise canceling and just really shut everything down, and you can hear it. But then also on top of that, one of the other tricks that noise canceling headphones have is the ability to use these mics on the outside to kind of pump in the outside sound so that it doesn't feel like you have an earbud in. The AirPods Pro are probably the best I've ever heard at doing that before these. These sound absolutely natural. Like a lot of them, when they try to do this kind of thing with noise canceling, they'll bring in all these high frequencies that almost sound unnatural. So stuff that you wouldn't normally pick up on your hearing, these just sounded so natural in my ear whenever I had the noise canceling turned off. I really, really like that part of it. And so between the comfort, the sound, and the great noise canceling, like those features are the ones that people really care about. And Google's saying 31 hours of battery. Obviously, we got to test that kind of stuff. But I did, even walk all the way across the office with these in my ear. No connectivity problems. They've not dropped one time. I've not had any kind of stutters even once. Everything just sounds great with these earbuds. However, there are a lot of features that we got to test out. We got to try. And I can even tell you that trying multi-point, for instance, between a Chromebook and a phone right now wasn't working quite well for us. But to Google's defense, they didn't say that it was going to work between Chromebooks and Android phones just yet. Fast pair is still rolling out there. That part of it didn't all work between a Chromebook and a phone, but between Android devices, everything works just as advertised. The software is great. The sound of these things is great. The noise canceling is great. The fit is great. And so for $200, they need to be great. Like, they have to check all the boxes. They've got to do all the stuff that wireless earbuds are supposed to do well. So far, again, this is just, a handful of hours of use in. I'm really impressed by these earbuds. But as we've seen with prior versions of these, there have been problems that creep up here and there. And so I don't want to put the cart before the horse and tell you, yep, these are 100% worth $200. That's a lot of money to pay for wireless earbuds, but it's a really, really good start so far for the Pixel Buds Pro. I like where things are headed, and I'm looking forward to spending a little bit more time with these before we put together a full review. But guys, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to ring the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Until next time, we'll see you.